Talk Radio. This is Brian, and Bruce is on the other end.
This is me.
And, one of the main topics that we've had, and it's actually got quite a few listeners, was the topic Bruce came up with the last podcast. And explain a little bit about that topic, Bruce. I've got everybody in suspense right now.
I think it was overachieving underachievers.
It was becoming an overachieving underachiever.
Right. Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
But
we experience it every day, though.
Every day we experience it, and it really is reality. I mean, nobody really touches on it because I don't think it's maybe politically correct, but it's we're so worried about PC anymore that we don't really speak the truth on a lot of this stuff. So, so you gave a 30-day challenge.
Right.
It's only going to be 1 week after, so we're gonna have 3 more weeks to strive real hard for the overachiever to be a overachiever at underachieving.
Exactly.
It's classic. I love it. Hey,
don't say it too loud. You might offend somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm definitely going to offend somebody. I mean, it's there. You can't.
You'll never get promoted again.
Never ever get promoted again. So it is
except
true.
In my company.
So it is true, and you brought up another point that really relates to the overachieving underachiever. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on full of it, man.
That's right. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting over dinner, and you're texting me, and we're going back and forth, and I'm like, holy cow, this is just another branch of the overachieving underachiever. And what was that?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know it was great, but I can't remember.
It was great. I'm looking through it right now, and basically it was. I think I actually came up with the podcast name this time.
I'll give you credit for it. That's
okay, it was being responsible for the irresponsible.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly.
Because it goes right along with being an overachiever, an overachieving underachiever.
That's right. Absolutely.
These are tongue twisters, but it's reality, man. It's kind of crazy.
It is reality.
Responsible for the irresponsible.
It's as hard to abide by and follow these guys as it is to say. Okay.
Right.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
As difficult as it is to say, it's twice as difficult to follow them.
Why do you say it's difficult to follow the irresponsible?
I just think because they're leaderless leaders. I mean, I don't know.
That may be next week's podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do that next week. So this week, let's focus on the being responsible, obviously for the irresponsible, but even greater than that is you're responsible for something that you're not in charge of, right? And so you're not a supervisor of a certain group of people, but you're held responsible for the outcome. That's a problem.
Right.
All right. And we've all experienced that. And it's a challenge for a lot of military guys who move out. You know why? Because, look, when you're a military guy, I don't know about the fire department, but when you're a military guy, if I'm the commander, the platoon sergeant, platoon leader, squad leader, and I look at the private, even if it's the lowest ranking private, and I go, look, you're in charge of this mission, whatever it is to do, paint rocks or go to war, you're in charge. Guess what? Everybody has to listen to him. Right?
That's
so
right.
He literally, that person, he or she, whoever is designated, is in charge, right? But they're responsible and they're in charge, okay? And so the challenge becomes like when you transition out into the civilian world, let's just say an example, not that it could be ever true, but the federal government, that you could literally be responsible for a mission, but not in charge of the mission, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's incomprehensible to a lot of military guys. But I think a lot of military guys will probably, that have gotten out, will probably associate to that, because what happens then is everyone looks at you as being responsible for the outcome, but you're not in charge of anybody. So the outcome is never going to be what you want it to be or what you could have made it to be, right?
Right.
Somebody else who's in charge, which again we talked about last week, right? That person is in charge of everybody. And so you're responsible for the outcome of a mission in which the person in charge is an underachiever. I mean,
we're back to the underachiever and the overachieving underachievers.
It doesn't get any more bizarre than that.
Okay, now it goes back, doesn't it? I mean, we talked just a bit about it last week, but it goes back to the fact that when you're in high school sports, when you're in clubs, when you're in when you're growing up in the military or even in college,
sure,
they're wanting you to overachieve, and they're wanting you to be responsible. And so what happens is that overachieving responsible person gets really overloaded on a lot of things, and they get not overloaded on task, but responsibilities.
Sure.
Because the irresponsible, you wouldn't give them that.
No.
They're walking through, and this happens a lot everywhere. It's when you have a group of people, you know which one are your A game and your maybe C or D game. And you're not going to give that C or D player responsibility. You're overloading the overachiever over here, the responsible one.
I don't know. We could talk about you. I mean, as a D player, I gave you all kinds of responsibilities when we were younger.
Well, I am a double D fan, but I'm not the D player. Okay, but so. I'm looking at a website right now. It says goodcharacter.com. And, I just kind of spawning different things and to talk about here. And it says how to be a responsible person and feel great, ! And it says, when you agree to do something, do it. Okay. Which this means if you're irresponsible, when you agree to do something, don't do it. I
will tell you, man, to me, on LinkedIn, maybe Facebook, but LinkedIn a lot, there's all kinds of positive things, right? And to me, I'm looking at it going, it really doesn't help me at all because it's not reality. It's really not. I mean, let's talk about something real, okay? Because a lot of that stuff is just, fake. I mean, it's not fake. It's just like trying to build your motivation up. But the reality is it's kind of false motivation. Okay, well, you keep telling me to keep a good attitude, but the reality is this. Let's talk about the reality. All right. Let's not talk about, how bright the stars are. Let's talk about when the clouds hide the stars.
When the clouds hide the sun and stars.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to happen.
The moon is phenomenally bright. Okay. Fantastic. What about the night of the eclipse? Oh, holy smokes, man. Let's talk about that. What am I supposed to do during that night? Maybe I was looking for a sign and I was like, okay, if the moon is a full moon tonight, then everything that I'm thinking about is going to come true. And I go outside and there's an eclipse. Okay. Let's think about reality. Okay.
Right.
Help me work through reality instead of that kind of garbage. I mean, it's nice. It's motivational. But at a certain point, it really pisses people off, right? It really does. Because it's like these super positive. Yeah, it's like these super positive in people, you know. And it's like, okay, I love it, and I may, make a poster of it and put it on my wall. But the reality is, every once in a while, I'm probably going to throw my phone at it, okay, because it's very frustrating to look at because it's not reality. Okay, let's talk about something real. All right, how do I work through certain problems that I'm going to encounter every day of my life?
The way you look, you know what? Here's the thing. You have a bad, you have a bad attitude. I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to say that in the nicest way possible.
There's no nice way to say it, but it's true. Yeah.
But anyway, so what happens when you're you're making excuses and you're blaming people? Okay, that's not being positive. Okay, you're going to have negative in your day every day. Okay, I mean that's the truth.
Right.
Okay,
absolutely.
Most of the people that post
so tell me how to work through. So it's a common denominator. Tell me how to work through it. All right. Don't tell me every day should be positive, because if every minute of every day should be positive, then when I experience a negative element in my day,
right,
then I'm looking at me going, what in the world is wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you, because the common denominator, everyone has a bad day. Everyone has bad problems periodically throughout each day. How do you overcome those, right?
Well,
Let's talk about reality.
The first way you overcome those is you need to be responsible for every irresponsible, overachieving underachiever.
That's right. That's right. Learn how to be responsible for every overachieving underachiever and leaderless leader. All right.
That's the secret. That's the secret to do it. Okay.
The secret is this. Okay, let's leave everybody with this. The secret to success is to learn, and we're going to teach you via these podcasts. All right. I'm not just telling you what to do. Brian and I, through this tug of war, are going to teach you how to do this. But the secret to success is to learn how to be responsible, right? And how to motivate overachieving underachievers and leaderless leaders
to be
success.
That's exactly right.
All right.
That's good. I like that. I like it. You know,
and we're going to teach everybody how to do that.
We're going to try to,
because nobody else is going to.
Well, we're going to hit you with reality, and I mean, the truth hurts sometimes. You know, I always say I love the truth because the truth hurts, and when you have a lot of people, they don't want to hear the truth. It doesn't matter what it is.
The people who don't want to hear the truth are going to turn off this podcast.
That's exactly right.
The people who can accept it,
right,
and are going to want to learn and move forward, they're going to listen to this podcast,
right?
Because this podcast is going to resonate. The other ones, they're going to be in denial, and they're going to shut off the podcast.
They're going to shut it off. Now, how could we help though? How could we help you, Bruce, overcome the negative environment that you're entering?
Dude,
all the time?
I'm not negative. I'm a realist.
No. I didn't say you're negative. I said the negative environment that you're running into. Okay, it doesn't mean you're negative. It just means that you're running into a negative environment.
Yeah, my negative environment is talking to you. You know.
Well, hey, I'm just here to try to say, okay, here's the easiest recommendation I could have for you. Okay, this is how, of course, how to be a responsible person. Okay, so I would say do the opposite of whatever I'm saying right now. Okay, so
perfect.
Okay, answer for your own actions. So, what would you do if you were irresponsible?
Don't answer for your actions.
That's right. You would make excuses and you would blame others for what you do. When you take responsibility for your own actions,
don't take responsibility for your actions.
Don't do that. Okay.
Yours, not mine. Yours.
Blame the other person. That's why I always say, you know, when someone calls, like a telemarketer, I say, "Hello, I'm Bruce."
You know, when a telemarketer calls me, I try to have him buy something from me.
All right. Now, be trustworthy. Now, if you were in an overachieving underachiever that was irresponsible, what would you do?
Leader.
Yes. What would you do if I said be responsible or be trustworthy?
I would not be trusted. I'd stab everybody in the back.
That's right. You wouldn't take care of anything. You know,
No.
someone tells you to do something in confidence, you're going to blurb it to everybody.
Absolutely. It gives me an advantage.
Exactly. I'm not keeping it in my hip pocket. I'm letting everybody know about your problem.
Oh, heck yeah. It's an advantage. That was his problem. He entrusted it with me. Shoot.
Okay. What would you do in this situation? Always use your head.
Yeah. Well,
Make good judgments.
Yeah. That's not a good thing.
Okay.
The two of those combined at the bar, probably not a good
make better choices. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what a responsible person would do, but an irresponsible person would not make better choices.
So how does this work? Like, my wife leaves the house, every once in a while. And when I take the chains off, she's, I bring her up from the basement. Whatever.
Right, sure.
And when she leaves, she tells the dogs make good choices. Can anyone explain that to me?
Well, you're a dog. That's why she says that. I mean, have you ever heard yourself say your first name? It's Boos. It's like Boos.
It's like woof.
Yeah, it's like a wolf, or it's like, yeah, I'm Bruce. I mean, geez, I'm like, God.
Actually, you know what? It's interesting now. I mean, I'm actually thinking back. Maybe she was talking to me.
She probably would. Do you have a collar on?
Well, I can't expose that.
Do you pee in the garage? All right, just checking. Okay, here's the last thing to be responsible, and then we can get off of this little tangent here.
Sure,
is don't put things off if you're responsible. When you have a job to do, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were irresponsible, what would you do?
Yeah, I would just wait and let somebody else do it.
Well, you put it off. You keep putting it off and let somebody else do it.
Yeah, because somebody else...
You want to be an overachiever.
Overachiever will do it.
Right. If you wait long enough, he'll do it.
Make me look bad.
Yeah, the overachiever won't make you look bad. He'll say, "Oh, I understand. Go ahead and do it."
That's right, because he won't want me to feel bad. Right. He may make me look bad, but he won't want me to feel bad.
No, because he'll do it. He'll do it quick enough that he'll be on to something else. When the guy comes back, you say, "Yeah, I finished that pretty quick today."
Actually, if I were that person, then I would probably, if I was the underachiever, the overachieving underachiever, I would probably wait to have an overachiever do my task,
right,
and then put a complaint in that person was trying to show me up.
Oh, you could do an EEO complaint or something like that.
Yeah, man. Then no one could touch me.
Well, I tell you what I would do. I would if I was trying to be the overachieving underachiever and the irresponsible leader, then what I would do is that is hard to say, dude. I'm telling you. What I would do is I would try to wait and wait for that overachiever, because he's bound to come in there sometime.
He's in the fire sack. It's an ambush, man.
It's there.
An ambush.
They don't like to see anything not done. It takes 2 seconds to do it. That's right.
If you're a military guy, look for the ambush.
So here's the thing. You act like you don't know how to do. How do this lamp's supposed to be plugged in.
Right.
I've had problems plugging this in. I just can't do it. Okay.
So
if you act like you can't do it, you don't know how to do it. So you're not going to be responsible for doing that again. So the overachiever comes over here, and he plugs that in at the same time.
Yeah.
You throw him on another project right after that, and you stand by, and when the guy comes in, that lamp's working perfect.
You know what happens to the overachieving horse?
The overachieving horse dies.
And then you know what happens?
What's that?
They get another horse.
There's another one. There's another horse, a stallion waiting for
run. Horses will run until they die.
I love the horse analogy.
Okay. And so you're not going to, if you're running a race, right, across country, you're not going to take a overachieving underachiever horse. You're going to want an overachiever horse.
Right.
And you're going to run that horse and win the race. You're going to keep on running. That horse is going to die, and then you're going to just get another horse. I mean, let's put it into common sense here. I mean, that's about as simple as it gets.
So how would the horse, let me ask you this. Now, that was
and the underachieving leaderless leader is riding you, okay?
He's on the top of the horse.
Man.
He's on top of the horse.
He's just getting into the horse.
Exactly. Now the responsible for the irresponsible horse, what happens on that instance? That's a toughie right there.
I'm lost. I don't think that's all.
Well, while the irresponsible one is grazing, the responsible one is out there working his butt off trying to win this race. He's got somebody on his back, but the irresponsible one's grazing in the yard because his back hurts, and
he's getting a tan and he's eating like a king. I mean,
he's even got kids coming up to him with apples, feeding him. I mean,
come on.
It's nuts. Yeah. He's getting his hair combed and everything else.
Right. Absolutely. He's groomed. I mean, people are taking pictures of him.
The other one's sweating. Yeah. He's
Absolutely.
Still working. He's like, I'm training. What
I know, man. I mean, I'm not discouraging anybody.
No.
I'm just saying, how do you work through that?
No, it's good. We're gonna have to. How you work through that is got to be on our next podcast. We'll prepare because it's very difficult to figure out how to repair the responsible for the irresponsible leader that's an overachieving underachiever.
Absolutely, dude. It's perfect. All right. I mean, I can actually picture a board game right now. Okay. It's awesome. All right.
Oh, that's so funny.
What's so crazy is I understand what you're saying. Okay. I mean, it's like speaking another language.
Oh, gosh.
But there's some people out there right now who's going, huh?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that won't get it. There's a lot of people that won't get it, and they'll be scratching their head. And
absolutely. And we want some callers next time. Right? When we go live. Hey, we're going to have to do a live once a month or something, so we can get some callers.
I know we're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
We do have a call-in number, but
yeah,
we'll do it at the end of that month. We'll do once a month at the end of that 30. Every month's going to be like a 30-day challenge for people.
30-day challenge. Yeah. And let's have it. Yeah, there you go.
And we'll see if we can get some people that how they feel.
Absolutely.
Maybe 30 days is too long. I mean, actually, it's hard for me to do it for an hour.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
We'll figure it out because we got to get some answers on how to make you into something less than you actually are. We have to, we just have to make you bad, and I don't know how to do that.
Right? Yeah, it's bizarre. It's not comprehensible. I mean, we have no idea how to do that.
No, but we're going to work through it. We're going to work through it, and we're gonna. This is another mission.
It's a challenge, and look, we've accepted the challenge.
Now see, you're being an overachiever again. You're being an overachiever about trying to figure out how the overachieving underachievers that's responsible for the irresponsible leaders out there can make a difference.
And I tried to take the challenge, which means I'm overachieving again.
Again, don't take the challenge. Lord. Take one step back and let the guy standing there take the challenge.
That's tough, man. That's tough. I'll think about that.
All right, man. Well, hey, we'll leave this podcast. We'll be back next week. And, hey, tune in because we're going to give you a call-in number for anybody that wants to call in once a month. I think it'd be a great idea. So, all right. Hey, Bruce, thanks again, man. We'll see you.
All right. Take care.
Yep. We're out.